There is a kind of protection that doesn't look like protection at all. It doesn't feel gentle. It doesn't feel safe. And it certainly doesn't feel comfortable. In fact, if you are experiencing it, your life may look harder, lonelier, and more intense than the lives of people around you. And that is exactly why most people misunderstand it. Let me ask you something, and answer honestly. Have you ever felt like life keeps pushing you into pressure instead of peace? Like every time you think things will finally become easy, something forces you to grow stronger instead? This is not bad luck. This is not punishment. And according to Stoic philosophy, this is not chaos. It is a sign of a rare kind of protection, the kind reserved for individuals who are being shaped, not sheltered. The Stoics believe that higher forces do not protect you by removing hardship. They protect you by forging your character through it. Comfort weakens. Ease distracts. Pressure refines. That is why some people are carried through life softly, while others are trained by life mercilessly. If you are seeing these signs, it may mean you are being guarded in a dangerous way, protected not from pain, but from becoming small. In this video, you will discover 4 rare signs that indicate a higher power is actively shaping your path. Signs that are often mistaken for misfortune, loss, or struggle, but are, in truth, preparation. Stay with me until the end. Because once you understand this, you will stop asking, "Why is my life so hard?" and start understanding what you are being prepared for. Foundational Stoic context: protection is not comfort. According to Stoic philosophy, true protection has nothing to do with comfort. In fact, the Stoics warn that comfort is often the most dangerous state a human can fall into. Marcus Aurelius wrote for himself, not for applause, that life does not give challenges randomly. Events happen according to nature, and our role is not to beg for easier paths, but to become strong enough to walk difficult ones with dignity. From a Stoic mindset, a higher power does not remove obstacles for those it protects. It places them deliberately. Not to harm, but to train. Not to destroy, but to reveal. Think about this carefully. If the goal were happiness alone, life would be simple. But the Stoics believed the goal was virtue, self-mastery, and inner strength. And none of those are born in comfort. This is why protected individuals often experience resistance instead of relief. They are pushed away from shortcuts. They are denied easy victories. They are forced to build patience, discipline, and clarity while others remain distracted by pleasure. To the outside world, this looks unfair. To a Stoic mind, it is precise. Protection, in this sense, is not about avoiding storms. It is about becoming the kind of person who cannot be destroyed by them. Once you understand this principle, the signs you are about to hear will no longer feel random. They will feel intentional. And that is where the real awakening begins. Sign number 1, life removes people without explanation. One of the earliest and most painful signs of higher protection is this. People leave your life, suddenly, quietly, and without a clear reason. No dramatic fight. No final closure. Just distance, silence, and disappearance. Friends you trusted begin to drift. Connections you relied on collapse. Even people you thought were meant to walk with you for life fade away. At first, this feels like loss. Rejection. Abandonment. But from a Stoic perspective, this is not cruelty, it is precision. The Stoics taught that external attachments are temporary by nature. When people are removed from your path, it is often because their role in your development has ended. Holding on would only slow your growth or distort your direction. Higher protection does not allow stagnation. It clears the path, even when that clearing hurts. Often, the people who leave were comfortable, familiar, or emotionally safe. And comfort, as the Stoics warned, can quietly weaken discipline and clarity. So life intervenes. This is why the separation feels abrupt. If it happens slowly, you might resist it. You may notice that after these departures, your thinking changes. Your standards rise. Your tolerance for noise, drama, and distraction decreases. What once felt normal now feels heavy. This is not isolation as punishment. It is isolation as preparation. Epictetus believed that freedom begins the moment you stop depending on what you cannot control, including people. When life removes others from your journey, it is teaching you to stand firmly on your own mind. If this sign is present in your life, do not rush to replace what was lost. What left was not meant to follow you into what comes next. Sometimes, protection looks like emptiness. Until you realize the space was made for something greater. Sign number 2, you survive situations that should have broken you. There are moments in life that should destroy a person. Moments where, logically, emotionally, even statistically, you should not recover. And yet, you do. You walk through experiences that drain you mentally. Losses that hollow you out. Pressure that feels unbearable. And still, something in you refuses to collapse. This is not blind strength. This is not denial. This is endurance, the kind the Stoics deeply respected. Stoic philosophy teaches that humans do not control what happens to them, but they do reveal who they are through how they endure it. When you survive what should have shattered you, it is a sign that your inner structure is being reinforced under extreme weight. What is striking is not that pain happens, pain is universal. What is striking is that you adapt faster than expected. You think clearer after the storm. You become quieter, sharper, more grounded. To someone watching from the outside, it may seem like you were lucky. But Stoics never believed in luck. They believed in alignment between challenge and capacity. Higher protection does not prevent collapse by removing pain. It prevents collapse by building a mind that bends without breaking. You may notice that after each hardship, you lose illusions. You stop romanticizing people, situations, and outcomes. Your expectations become cleaner. Your focus becomes narrower. This is not emotional numbness. It is emotional mastery. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that fire does not destroy what is strong, it consumes what is weak and strengthens what remains. If you keep walking after the fire, it is because something essential in you is being preserved. If this sign appears repeatedly in your life, understand this. You are not surviving by accident. You are being conditioned for weight. The kind only a few are meant to carry. Sign number 3, you are guided away from comfort repeatedly. Every time life begins to feel comfortable, something shifts. Just when stability seems secured, an unexpected disruption appears. Plans stall. Opportunities dissolve at the last moment. Paths that looked safe suddenly close. From the outside, this looks like misfortune or bad timing. From a Stoic perspective, this is correction. The Stoics believe that comfort is seductive because it convinces the mind that growth is no longer necessary. And once growth stops, character decays. That is why those under higher protection are rarely allowed to settle for ease. You may notice a pattern. When you start relying too much on security, life quietly removes it. Not violently, precisely. This is not cruelty. This is redirection. Higher protection steers you away from environments that would soften your discipline, dull your awareness, or trap you in routines that feel safe but limit your potential. What feels like failure is often escape. What feels like loss is often alignment. Epictetus taught that the obstacle is not the event, but the judgment we place upon it. When comfort is taken from you, the lesson is not to resist, it is to refine. Over time, this creates a dangerous kind of individual. Someone who does not need ideal conditions to function. Someone whose confidence is internal, not situational. This is why your path may look unstable compared to others. But instability builds adaptability. And adaptability builds power. If life keeps pulling you away from comfort, stop asking why peace avoids you. Ask instead what version of you comfort would have prevented from emerging. Sign number 4, your mind is forced into silence and depth. At a certain point, noise stops appealing to you. Not just external noise, but mental noise. Small talk feels empty. Constant stimulation feels exhausting. Crowds feel distant, even when you are among them. Life begins to push you inward. You find yourself spending more time alone, not because you are antisocial, but because your mind demands clarity. Distractions lose their grip. The need to impress fades. Silence becomes necessary, not optional. From a Stoic perspective, this is one of the clearest signs of higher protection. The Stoics believe that a disciplined mind is built in stillness. Without silence, there is no self-observation. Without self-observation, there is no self-mastery. This forced depth can feel uncomfortable at first. Lonely, even. But it sharpens perception. You begin to notice patterns others miss. You see intentions beneath words. You recognize illusions before they collapse. Marcus Aurelius wrote much of his philosophy in solitude, not because he rejected people, but because clarity requires distance. When life guides you into silence, it is refining your judgment. This is why entertainment loses its hold on you. Why meaningless conversations feel heavy. Why your thoughts become deeper, slower, and more precise. Silence is not emptiness. It is concentration. And concentration is dangerous, because it creates a mind that cannot be easily manipulated. If this sign is active in your life, do not fight the quiet. It is not isolation meant to weaken you. It is silence designed to prepare you for elevation. Stoic synthesis: why this protection feels dangerous. When you look at these four signs together, a pattern becomes impossible to ignore. People are removed. You endure what should destroy you. Comfort is taken away. Silence becomes unavoidable. To someone who measures life by ease, this looks like misfortune. To a Stoic mind, it looks like intentional design. This protection feels dangerous because it strips away illusions. It removes dependence on people, conditions, and external stability. It forces you to rely on something far more solid, your character. The Stoics believe that fate does not prepare individuals for comfort, but for responsibility. And responsibility requires strength, clarity, and self-command. This is why the pressure does not stop. Why relief is delayed. Why your path feels narrow and demanding. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. Higher protection is ruthless because weakness cannot carry weight. What cannot endure is removed. What can endure is sharpened. Once you understand this, resentment turns into acceptance. Fear turns into discipline. Confusion turns into direction. This is not an easy path, and it was never meant to be. It is the path of those trusted with more than comfort. Conclusion plus call to action. If these signs resonate with you, understand this clearly. Not everyone is meant to live an easy life. Some are shaped for clarity. Some are trained for resilience. Some are prepared for weight others could not carry. The Stoics never asked for comfort, they asked for strength of mind. And if your life feels demanding, precise, and unforgiving, it may be because you are being trusted with more than ease. Do not rush this process. Do not envy softer paths. What is being built in you cannot be rushed, and cannot be replaced. If this message spoke to you, reflect on it quietly. And if you walk this path, walk it consciously. Share your thoughts in the comments, and follow this channel for more Stoic clarity. Because the mind that understands pressure is the mind that cannot be controlled.